Have you forgotten how to breathe? There's a good chance you have. In fact, has anyone ever taught you how to breathe? Or did you just learn? I know with myself, obviously, as a child, you just learn. You're exposed to certain people, situations, environments, and you learn how to breathe. Now, just because you learn doesn't mean that you breathe well. As a kid, as a child, I had quite a high palate and sinus issues. I would get hay fever, and I would struggle how to breathe at times. Now, further into life, it's something that would appear now and again, but later into adulthood, as fit and strong and healthy as I was, started to get exposed to different stresses, difficulties, environments, people, and it impacted quite heavily on me. You might be able to see, able to breathe properly through my nose. In fact, it wasn't even hardly using my nose. I was using my mouth to breathe, breathing up into here. Now, I had a wonderful conversation with a friend the other day, walking along the beach here, and we spoke about topics about masculinity, manhood, breath work. We spoke about the animal kingdom, nature, wildlife, and the connection between human beings and the animal kingdom, but also the disconnection and the differences. Now, I covered it in a short that I put on social media, and I spoke about the zebra. I used that as an example. The zebra and how if you see a zebra being chased by a lion, it's very dramatic, and you see the zebra darting. Now, if it escapes, it just stops. It shakes because the adrenaline has been pumping through its body. So adrenaline increases the heart rate. So it's pumping through the body, but it stops. The heart rate subsides. The adrenaline passes. And the zebra just returns to a state of zebra. We could say a state of rest and relax, of calmness. Animals have nervous systems too, and the sympathetic nervous system has been switched on there, through the attack from the lion. It gets the scare, and the body's natural safety response is to there's breathing going on, the heart rate goes up, the adrenaline gets pumped, it increases the heart rate, and it's able to run faster. It's able to think sharper, which way. So there's a very positive aspect to these chemicals, that get released in our body, adrenaline, cortisol. And animals are a great way for us to compare and look at. Now, the zebra, as its heart rate goes down, it returns to the parasympathetic state of rest, digest, recover, repair, rather than the sympathetic fight, flight, freeze. But it does that very quickly. It returns to that state very quickly, whereas us human beings, depending on who you are, where you work, how your body works, but generally do not return as quick. In fact, will remember and recall the attack from the lion, and we want to tell people about it and replay it. Now, the nervous system does not know the difference between real and imagined, so even just recalling it can activate the nervous system, or it can store the emotion, the memory into the body. Because as I mentioned with the zebra, and its nervous system, or any animal and human being, it has memory. It's a safety mechanism. It's to keep us safe. It looks for danger. You know, if we did evolve from caveman, or there used to be saber-toothed tigers, then we had to be alert and aware. You know, we had to get away from things. Now, even if you're a driver or you're in a car crash, you know, it seems like time slows down. What happened is your body's getting pumped with adrenaline, heart rate goes up, cortisol's produced, and you're able to focus more and react and act better. Hopefully, you may have experienced that. I know I have. Just time slows right down. So it's given us this ability to respond or even react, but it is more of a response, but it's a reactive response to keep us safe. So we don't want to eliminate stress. You know, you might hear people say, I can eliminate stress for you. No, stress is a part of life. It's how we manage stress that's really important. But the thing is, let's just say you work in an office, or even if you're in a car, but work in an office, sat at a desk, hunched over, diaphragm's not able to move properly, sitting like this, mouth open, short, shallow breathing into here. This is our secondary respiratory system, essentially. And if you're breathing up into here, short, shallow, maybe even 60 breaths per minute. 40 is way too high. 30, you know, we really want to get that count coming down lower and lower. And really what it is a form of hyperventilation. Now, if you're familiar with breath work, or even if you're not, you may have heard of Wim Hof or the Wim Hof method, yeah? What that is hyperventilation. You're taking in these breaths, you know, fully in, let it go. You know, yeah, we're getting oxygen in, but we're shifting CO2. That's what's happening. And it's changing the pH balance, but the relationship between oxygen and CO2 in the body, in the bloodstream. And after doing 30 hyperventilation breaths, let it go, breathe out, and you can hold your breath. Or not breathe in for however long, depending on the person. You know, minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes. But if we're sitting at a desk, you know, we might not be going fully in and let it go. But that hyperventilation process is still there. There's a short, shallow form of it. Mouth's open. And you may see it in people that, you know, you walk up a set of stairs into here. You may see it with people who, as I've just mentioned in an earlier video, suffer from what they call panic attacks. You know, but again, there's a change in physiology. It's not just onset. It doesn't just suddenly happen. It isn't the lion just jumping out. It feels like it, but it's not. You know, there's a change in our physiology, how we breathe, where we breathe, and there's the build-up of CO2. And if you've got the memory of it, that it's a panic attack, then it's more than likely going to occur again if you don't know what's going on within your body and how to either prevent in the first place, better than cure, or to manage it easier. You know, a simple way to manage a panic attack is really just to breathe less. Now, I need air. Yes, true, but it's the quantity. You know, breathing in through the nose and then extending the exhale and repeating that, and that will restore that balance, because in that state there's an imbalance. So again, look at the animal kingdom. The zebra, you know, it's hyperventilating, but it manages to. But once it gets back to the office, you know, it breathes properly. You know, it knows how to breathe. It's not got all these different distractions, mobile phones, emails coming in, notifications, somebody walking into the office, a caffeine intake, heart rate goes up. But just sitting there, contained, not moving. You know, the body's not getting a chance to be in the Serengeti or the savannah. You You're stuck behind the desk. Oh, I must do this. I've got to complete this deadline. Deadline, there's a deadline between how you're breathing and how your blood is being put through your body to your brain via your nervous system. You end up with screen apnea. Not sleep apnea, screen apnea. I've covered it in other videos, where we hold our breaths. I used to do it. No breath awareness whatsoever. The zebra comes in, dressed up as a email from the CEO. Or I've got to get this finished. And holding my breath for, a long time. And not knowing. And then wondering why I'm suffering from some form of fatigue. My concentration isn't as good. Because I'm not getting the natural processes of breathing. Breathe better, be better. And my body functioning in a healthy way. Sitting under fluorescent lights for 8 hours a day, taking a couple of breaks. I've worked with people, and I've been there myself years and years and years ago. My idea of going out for some fresh air was to light up a cigarette. Thankfully, I've not smoked in, long, they were talking. But I see it in people. I can't help but see it. I'm trained to see it now. I can't, everywhere I go, it's like I see. Was it the Sixth Sense? I see dead people. I see dysfunctional breathing. I can still suffer from it. I'm not like some orb of light of humanness that's just ooh, that breathes well all the time. It's about breath awareness, and I've 20, 30 years of dysfunctional breathing until I got the right information and was supported and I was helped, and then I became trained, and now I'm certified, and now I help other people. I can't help but see it. But I can't help. If you're interested, there's a link in this video. Feel free to click it. Let's get a chat. And see if I can help you and what it is that you need, what help is required, so that you can be on the savannah plane. And whatever happens, whether it's an email or whatever negative event might happen, that you're able to respond appropriately, or if it's not in the moment, then sometime after, so that you can down regulate properly, restore the nervous system to a place of balance and moving into the parasympathetic, so that you can rest, digest, recover, repair this vessel, this important body that we've been given, that we've only got one life, unless you believe in reincarnation, but one chance at this life. And I know myself, I've suffered from chronic illness as a result of dysfunctional breathing. I did not know the amount of different health conditions that could happen just through the breath. But it's the first thing we do when we come into the world, and it will be the last thing we do. But we breathe 20,000, 25,000 times a day, depending on the person, a day. And each breath is an important breath. And for me, and maybe for you too, if you're not breathing well, it's gonna affect your life. The amount of people that are different conditions, dizziness, depression, panic attacks, gut problems, mobility problems, all that and more can be addressed by looking at how we breathe. Now, it isn't just how we breathe, I don't lay claim to that. When I support people, we look at the whole package of their life. Because if you're eating constant junk and you're not exercising and you're isolated and, just change how you breathe and you'll be fine. That's not the case. We do a complete overhaul of how your body's functioning. What is your lifestyle like? That's why I say, breathe better, be better. What kind of, in the conversation I had with the guy along the beach, what kind of man do I want to be? What kind of husband do I want to be? What kind of father do I want to be? What kind of employee do I want to be? What kind of business owner do I want to be? You know, how do I want to be in the community? Do I want to be focused? Do I want to be relaxed? Do I want to be switched on? You know, that's the B of be better. You know, what do you want to be and how do you want to be? So important, so important. And these things were out with my control, it seemed, it's many points in my life. But now we've got the right tools, breath work, meditation, nervous system regulation. That's just the beginning, of my journey of healing and recovery is very vast, and I'm in a fortunate and very grateful position to be able to share it with others and support others. So if that's something that interests you, please get in touch. Let's talk optimal health, optimal performance, and let's get in you living the life that you would like to, even if you think that it's out with your control, or even out with the possibility, out the realms. Oh, I can't do that. Well, let's just see. Let's give it a go. So yeah, breathe better, be better, and thanks for listening.